little trick for you all. How does that sound?
So, as some of you know, here in the sunny old land of Oz, we've been locked down here in Sydney, New South Wales.
Locked down and Coca-Cola.
For about 9 weeks now. We're heading into our
6,000th year of lockdown.
We've just entered a new phase where we now cannot leave our homes after 5 p.m. So, on that note, Daniel and I have come up with our own little game of seeing all the places that we want to see in the world in our imagination. And we'd like you to join us in a little game we call the Lockdown Liaison.
It's French. Fancy.
So, with your cursor, you start where X marks the spot. You're going to count out a magical number.
Now, let's make this magical number not too big, not too small. We don't want to be here too long, but we do want to make the video more than 3 minutes for the algorithm. So let's make it between, let's say, 5 and 15.
So, for example, I'm going to choose the number 6. We'll start where X marks the spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which lands me in my favorite place of tropical Hawaii.
As you can tell by the shirts.
Or the dress.
Now it can be any number that you like. It doesn't have to be 6, but let's get one person per household to choose a number. It is a dictatorship at this point. Pick a number and count from the X, whichever magical number you happen to choose.
So many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around.
So, hopefully you've arrived at a destination. Unfortunately for you though, this is not your final destination. This is just a stopover in your international flight. So wherever you've ended up, what we would like you to do is count the opposite direction, the same magical number that you've already picked before.
So for example, I chose 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Please count backwards now from your magical number.
We'll give you just a second to do that. Alrighty.
So now we know you haven't ended up in lockdown central of Sydney where we are.
Why would you go there?
You're definitely not drinking wine and enjoying pizza in Italy. Nobody's enjoying romance in the capital of love, Paris. And nobody has the luck of the Irish right now, unfortunately. Although I do have the Irish hair.
Okay, now that you're at your stopover, I have some really bad news for you. This is not only just your stopover, this is your first stopover. You have a very long and convoluted international flight ahead of you. So wherever you've ended up, we need to make another journey. Now let's say, pick a number, let's say 4. Right, let's go 4. Now, we need you to move 4 places. Let's either direction. You know what? I'm going to leave it up to you, the viewer. Whichever direction you like from wherever you happen to have ended up. Let's go 4 places in your direction of choice. I'll give you just a moment to do that now.
So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me.
So we know you're not enjoying one of our amazing cocktails in Bali. Nobody's taking a bite of the Big Apple. We're not battling it out with the gladiators of Rome. Or living it up in Viva La Vegas. Nobody's enjoying Taco Tuesday in Mexico. And nobody's come to say hello to me in Hawaii.
And none of us would have made this long and convoluted flight to end up in the snowy mountains just down the road.
Even though you love to snowboard.
I do love to snowboard as much as I do.
However, we have all ended up in the valley of the kings and the queens, right by the Nile, And if you see us, don't forget to say hello. So thank you very much for joining us for our very first lockdown cocktail.
Lockdown.
Thank you very much for joining us for our very first lockdown cocktail magic lounge. You're so good.
No, it's fine. First take on nothing.
Thank you very much for joining us for our very first lockdown cocktail magic lounge. We do hope you enjoyed our very first weekly segment. We look forward to sharing our magic with you every week here with a cocktail in hand and magic to blow you away. If you do like our magic and you do want to have a little bit of magic for yourself at home, you may also hit us up for our very own magical cards that we've just received today. They're very special and unique. And we are the Shields. Yes.
Go ahead.
So as some
Whenever
as
you're ready.
So as some hang on. So as some as you know, hang on.
We'll edit this. I'll do the one trick after, baby. Don't you worry about the one trick. You can trick my one later.
I will trick your one to go. Groove.
Right, we are putting that.